So all the work we've done at Square Launcher Golf has been designed to give you visuals and aids and simple techniques that allow you to consistently square the club face to the ball at impact. And now we want to show you, based on our experience of people, particularly using the split hand throw technique, that there's some problems that people have run into, and this is a way you become your own self-coach. It is our real desire that you be able to coach yourself. And so we're going to show you some of the mistakes that are made and the easy corrections that come from just repeating the correct split hand throw. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the grip itself. So when you grip this device, remember you're putting your thumb on the triangle and you're putting your index and middle finger around the ball, just like you were going to throw a ball, because that's what you were practicing. Those are the other sports that you use. So that's number one. The other thing is, don't press down on this. This is to be as loose as possible. Remember, we want your total grip, both left and right hand, to be tension free, to be like 4 or 5 on a 10-point scale. So don't squeeze down on this. You want to be able to slide this. The other thing is, people sometimes put this device on incorrectly, upside down. It actually won't make a difference in terms of how it performs, except you won't be able to see the indicator line. And the indicator line is an important one, which Chris will show you now, is the one that helps determine whether you've maintained your hands in a position where they've kept the club head in the takeaway and in the backswing square to the swing path. So if that indicator line disappears, you've rotated your hands like so many of us done for tens of thousands of years actually playing golf. And what we want you to do is to just hinge that trailing hand and always be able to see that indicator line as you go all the way to the top of your swing. You'll be able to see that even at the top of your swing. If you look back, you'll be able to see it. It will not have disappeared. You will not be getting that club behind your back, which makes it very difficult for you to swing. The other thing is, people, when they initiate this swing, you really want to hinge your hands right at the beginning of the swing. You want to hinge that trailing hand. It remember, provides direction for everything you're doing, and you are just pulling that club head and your lead hand and arm and the lead side of your body back into the top of the swing in an underhand throw position, so you can throw it underhand back to the ball in play. So the other thing that we see when people push this device down the grip, if they don't hinge right away, they push it down and they extend out. This is not the proper way to do it. You need to hinge your hands completely. And one suggestion we have, and we found from certain people, we're not suggesting you have to change your grip, but an easy way to do this is just use a 10-finger grip when you're using this particular drill. It gives you additional feel for whether you're hinging that hand and whether you're feeling the club and feel yourself pulling that lead side and your lead body back into the top of the backswing. And so that's another suggestion we have. You can practice and use it that way, but otherwise you can just use your own grip and just slide that trailing hand off as you get into the backswing. So the other big thing that we see with this is when people do not look down and see the ball when they come in to the impact area. And most of the time it's because they do things like pushing their trailing foot out toward the target, and it causes them to extend. They come across their body. They can hit the swing where they're turning their shoulders over, and they're never going to be able to square the club head to the ball accurately. So remember, it's just a simple, relaxed, underhand throw of that trailing hand, and you need to be able to see yourself throw that device toward the ball. You're just throwing the device, which means you're throwing the club head down to the ball. Our only connection with the golf club is the hands, and that's why the Square Launcher Xccelerator was created, to make sure that you correctly use your hands in this particular type of underhand throw swing. So the final thing we want to mention to you is the whole concept of the accelerator itself. So we know, and all the research would show, the only way you're going to get increased distance is by both swing speed and ball speed. And ball speed comes from squaring the club head to the ball at impact, and swing speed comes from your ability to move that shaft and that club head faster to the ball. Well, when you do the split hand throw technique, you are training yourself to increasingly speed up your throw, and do that with everything moving in sync and everything square to the target. So that's the reason why it was named the Square Launcher Xccelerator, because it's a way that you can actually learn how to throw the club and the shaft faster, which is going to get you increased distance. And because now everything is in sync and you've got your hands and the device moving directly to the ball, you're going to get more center-faced hits. So you're going to get both distance and accuracy